and welcome back to the San Jose Sharks GM mode here on HLM 22. I'm really excited to get back into this series. I know it's been a while, maybe not for you guys, but it's been about a month and a half since I've recorded an episode, so we are back here in HLM 22 and we're going to do the free agency period. We're going to go through player progression, we're going to get our line set up for year number 2, and yeah, it's just going to be a fun overall episode. I have some pretty good plans here, so without further ado, let's hop right into the episode. So first and foremost, let's just get reacquainted with this team. Look at that lineup: Brent Burns, Logan Couture, Erik Karlsson, Evander Kane. Hurdle, last episode we signed to a steal of a contract, 4 years, $5.22 million. I love that deal for Hurdle. Timo Meier, LeBanc. All right, I see how this team is. And yes, last episode with our first pick in franchise history, not franchise history, but for me as the GM, my first pick was Connor Geekie. We drafted him 14th overall, 75 overall, an absolute steal here in the first round for the San Jose Sharks. You can see 68 games played, 33 goals, 116 points. This guy is going to be phenomenal for us. He outscored everyone at any level he played, and I'm really excited to see the future of this team. So yeah, that is just us getting reacquainted, mainly me getting reacquainted. But yeah, great to see these boys again, and I cannot wait to play some hockey with them. So it is going to be a bit of a busy free agency period. We're not going to make any outstanding moves, but we are going to sign some guys. And the first one I would like to at least go after is 25-year-old Keegan Kolasar, and a current RFA in the Vegas Golden Knights system. This guy's only 78 overall, 4th line potential, again 25 years old. But you look at his season in Henderson last year, 82 games played, 31 goals, 92 points. Just an overall great presence on the ice. Keegan Kolasar is a guy who can do it all, and when you look in the playoffs what he did, he was outstanding as well. 15 points in 19 games played, so this is a strong looking player that I'd like to sign. I'm just going to offer him a contract, 1-year deal, and I'm going to give him upwards of $905, so we'll see if he accepts that. I will not need to make any picks. I will not need to send any picks Vegas's way, but it is a pretty easy contract to match, so we'll see if we succeed in signing Keegan Kolasar or not. The next player we're going to go after is former San Jose Sharks draft pick, 27-year-old Murko Mueller, and you can see he's not a standout guy, only 79 overall, but I'm really only signing him for that defensive category, 82 defensive overall. I feel like this guy would be a pretty good acquisition to play maybe as a 6th or 7th defenseman. And you can see last year he only had 1 goal in 79 games played for the Rangers, but he you know, this is just a guy, 17 minutes of ice. Overall, just a decent player, and I would like to sign Murko Mueller. So we're going to offer him, again, just a 1-year contract worth right up around 1.3, and I feel like that's a pretty good deal for Mueller. The next player I'm going to bring in is 26-year-old sniper Ryan Kufner, just a 74 overall guy for the AHL squad. Nothing special, I'm not going to get into his profile or anything. He didn't even play for the past 3 seasons, so I'm just going to send him an offer and hope he accepts. And I am also going to bring in Justin Bailey here, former 2nd round pick, 27-year-old power forward, 74 overall, just another guy I can bring in for the AHL team, and I'm going to bring him in for 2 years on an $885 contract, so we'll see if he accepts as well. So in terms of free agent signings, I think that's all that I'm going to do for this offseason. I know I promised a bit more of an action-packed offseason, but I don't really think we need to make any drastic moves, and we did get everyone. We will see if Keegan Kolasar goes back to Vegas. We'll see if they take up the RFA offer or not. But yeah, I know I said I was going to make some more moves, but honestly, looking at the roster again, there's really not a lot of holes we need to fill. I feel pretty good about our team going into the next season. So yeah, we will see how the talks with Keegan Kolasar go, and I'll give you an update on that. So we have successfully signed right winger Keegan Kolasar. Vegas decided not to match our offer. This is a guy I'm super excited to have. 92 points last year. If nothing else, this guy is going to be an AHL phenom for us. So we will see what happens with Keegan Kolasar and San Jose, but just really happy to get this guy off the RFA market. Super pumped about that move. So now let's take a look at where all the big name free agents went, exclamation points, big names, you know, because really not a big free agent class. But Lucas Elvenes, another Vegas Golden Knights RFA going to Seattle, interesting. Scrolling down a bit more, Rasmus Sandin signed with the Montreal Canadiens. Wow. So Sandin going to the Habs. Matthew Joseph to the Blue Jackets. Robbie Fabry signed a deal with the Bruins. I was really interested in acquiring Fabry, actually. I was going to trade for him. But I looked at all the center depth we have, and I decided it wasn't going to be necessary. Let's see. Casey Zizekas goes to the Flyers. Pavel Francouz goes to the Blue Jackets, so they get a replacement for Korpisalo. And Riley Nash signs back with the Blue Jackets as well. Going down here just a little bit more. Janmark Predators. Jonas Korpisalo goes to the Flames. Ryan Murray to the Rangers. Sven Berchi to the Blackhawks. And then the biggest name of this class, Paul Stastny, 84 overall, going to the Senators on a very cheap deal. So that is about it for this free agent class. So I think the next event will be the line making screen, so let's hop right into it. All right, everyone, getting into player progression now. Let's see, and oh man, here we are already starting off at the top. You can see Ozzy Weisblack through 12 overall. Artemi Niazev up to 75, Lane Peterson to a 79, Philip Bystad 69, Tristan Robbins, Rady Chekovich up 5 to a 77, Daniil Gushin up to a 68, Ben Gaudreau up to a 68. I'm really looking for William Eklund. Bordelot grows 4, Eklund grows 4, up to an 80 overall, so he will be making the opening day roster. I can pretty much guarantee that. Nick Mallock, Jonathan Dahlin, Koppinen, Logan Couture up 2, nice. Thomas Hertl up 2, Kevin LeBanc up 2, Blitchfeld up 2, Merkley up 2, Keegan Kolasar up 2. That's kind of what I was hoping for after signing him. A little bit of growth. Weatherby, Geeky up 2. Alright, Matheson up 1, Aiden Hill up 1, Nyazov, and now time for the guys that lost. Murko Mueller, James Reimer, Brent Burns down 4, same with Marc-Edouard Vlasic. Wow, that is a huge hit to the defensive core right now, and Reimer down 3 as well. So we're looking pretty strong offensively, but defensively and in net, at least the backup position, might need some fixing. Brent Burns, Marc-Edouard Vlasic, they might need to be traded or bought out. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but it honestly might. Sticky situation. Alright, everybody, and here are your lines for year 2. As you can see, the first line, we got Evander Kane, Tomas Hertl, Kevin LeBanc. Very offensive line there, just really looking to put the puck in the net. The second line, we got William Eklund, Logan Couture, and Timo Meier. A little bit of a balanced two-way line there with some scoring touch. Same thing with the third with DeBrusk, Donato, and Weisblatt. And then the fourth line is a bit more defensive with Keegan Kolasar, Nick Bonino, and Dylan Gambrell. I'm really excited to see what Kolasar can do on this team. And then our scratch players are Jonathan Dahlin and Lane Peterson. Now for the defense, Michael Matheson, Erik Karlsson, the first pairing, Mario Ferraro, Brent Burns on pairing 2, and then Murko Mueller, Nikita Nizov as the third pairing, and then Radim Simek on the bench. And in net, we're playing Aiden Hill and Alexei Melnichuk. I think that's what his name is. Yes, Alexei Melnichuk. Did play great in the AHL last year, but James Reimer was even worse in the NHL, so we're going to give the young guy a shot up at the NHL level, see if he can live up to that backup potential. And for the AHL, we got Ivan Chekovich, Alex Barabanov, and Matt Nieto, Nick Merkley, Alexander Chemlevsky, and Joachim Blitchfeld, Sam Reedy, Kevin Steenland, and John Leonard, Ryan Kufner, James Weatherby, and Justin Bailey. I believe it is Justin. Yes, it is Justin. Good. And the scratch players will be Klima and Kelman. On the bench, we got Kotkov and McMillan. Now for the defense, Marc-Edouard Vlasic, Ryan Merkley, Nicholas Bodine, Nicholas Mallock, and then Artemi Niazev and John Middleton. And the scratch will be Mr. Bell, and then in net is James Reimer and Felix Sandstrom, with Mr. LeCavalier here sitting on the bench. So I feel like we're fielding a pretty decent team here, but obviously the game does not feel the same way. We are currently ranked 29th in the NHL. I think we're going to surpass that. I think we're a better team than 29th. In terms of trade power, we currently sit pretty low as well. 31st, second last in the NHL. We have no trade bait at all. In terms of prospect pool rankings, we have the 11th best prospect pool with William Eklund, Connor Geeky, and Mr. Nilin. I don't even know who that is, but that is great to see. And in terms of prospects, our top prospect is Willie Meckland, who is the 12th best prospect. And Connor Geekie is not too far behind there at 33. And just before I let you guys go, we're going to do a little bit of prospect talk. Here are the top, first round rankings. Obviously, Bedard and Meechkov are at the top, but in terms of the first round, these are the names that we got. There you go. And I'm going to pinpoint 3 players in particular to kind of keep an eye on to start the year. So let's hop into that right now. So obviously the first player you have to always be watching with this 2023 class is Connor Bedard, 17-year-old center, currently sitting at 5'11", 189 pounds. And last year he lit it up in Regina, 68 games played, 50 goals, 122 points. One of the best players in the WHL, a high face-off percentage at 65.2. Did not play in the playoffs, and internationally he had 18 points in 7 games for Canada. This guy should be the no doubt #1 pick this year, but you never know what could happen. But I'm still going to keep a very close eye on Bedard, even though if we do get that first overall pick, I don't know if we are going to be going center. The player I'm really intrigued in, and probably most intrigued in, is 17-year-old right winger Matvei Meechkov, currently sitting 5'10", 158 pounds. He is a very deadly sniper. Some call him the next Ovechkin, which I can agree with. Last year in Kitchener, 68 games played, he had 53 goals, 91 points. One of the best shooters in Kitchener, one of the best, or not Kitchener, the OHL. He probably was the best shooter on Kitchener. In the playoffs, he only chipped in 3 points in 5 games, but still had 2 goals. And in 5 games played for Russia at the World Juniors, he had 7 goals and 15 points. So phenomenal internationally. Great season with 53 goals. Matvei Meechkov, I'm going to be keeping a very close eye on, and this is probably the guy that's #1 on my draft board right now. And the third and final player I'm going to leave you guys with for this episode is goaltender Michael Halama out of the Czech Republic. Currently plays for Everett, sits at 6 foot, 205 pounds, and he's currently ranked 18th, but had a really strong year last year. 32 games played, 20 wins, a .912 save percentage, 1 shutout. Didn't play at all in the playoffs, and internationally, he did struggle with an .888 save percentage, only 2 wins, but on a weak Czech Republic team as well. I really do like the look of Michael Halama, and with goaltending struggles here in San Jose, I'm not totally convinced Benjamin Gaudreau is going to be the future of this team. Obviously, Aiden Hill, I don't think is going to be the future of this team either. But in the short term, I think that Hill can hold down the starting role, especially if he plays as well as last year. Benjamin Gaudreau might make a good backup one day, but Michael Halama, we definitely do need a good goaltending prospect in the system, and I believe that he can be that if we do get the chance to draft him, middle of the first round. And honestly, just a really good looking prospect last year, and I'm really hoping he continues upward development heading into this season. So that is going to do it for this episode. Next time we will hop into the regular season. We will obviously be doing some more prospect scouting, and we might even be making a trade. Honestly, I got some pretty intriguing offers while simulating the rest of the offseason. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but we may be making a blue line move pretty shortly to free up a lot of cap space, because currently we are only sitting at $2.5 million in space, and I'd love to free up one of the bigger contracts on the team. So as I said, that is going to do it. So thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please do leave a like and subscribe. I would appreciate it very much so. But I will see you all next time in San Jose. So thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you later. Bye.